Hi, and welcome to this video after I'm giving this website Chessiverse a go, where you play against some bots which are meant to be somewhat human-like. I've already played a couple games. I lost them without playing one. A bit too careful, but I'd like to have another go and see if I can increase this rating here. And before, then we go 5 to provoke G6 before coming back. I play this line myself. Back to take 7. And we castle, trying to Black would like a queen trade. Move. I like to have the queen goes on the king. The bishop is open with the queen not. Going up to play d4. So if we now play d4, and to take on c4. Full tempo. Response f4. A little interesting as weird. But at the moment I or queen g4. I guess the issue is that even after opening up what targeted d4. Nice to take on e5. Black has too much control over this. We could also go for bishop followed by d4. Gives us a fast pawn, but Black then does get to push f5 and e4 really quickly. I do think it's best to take on. I can take back with either the bishop or the. I feel like the position's pretty cool at this point. Besides us to have to not lose this. I'm given the option of adapting, dodging a queen, I don't think I could really argue that my queen is better than, but I would want to avoid allowing black to, and it's really nice to keep. We think of queen f3, and if I had the female f4, although I'm sure I wouldn't be allowed to just get away with doing that. Queen f3, maybe somewhat ties down b7 after bishop e6. Wise. We are up a pawn, and like, I don't think quite has the attack to justify giving up a knight can come. He makes a good. Black offers d6. This is a much more scary sacrifice. The bishop come to a where if we did manage to get there. And c4 is, I think, fierce enough to fall threat. Help me with this bishop. Yeah. Do you feel like the best course of action is to accept the sacrifice? d8, followed by bishop. If I could offer or force a queen trade immediately after, that would be. On the other hand, I could not go for the sacrifice. Yes to e, be threatened. I think I do like my position more there than the position of accepting the sacrifice. Although I should try a bit more to that the b7 is coming. Offer trade. Bishop is really. There's not super access. Well, then once the queen moves, then black's threatening to take on g2 because of... That is maybe a problem with f5. I have issues. Although in the particular way I've mentioned, I do have the time to move. Not the most square. There's d2, d5. Let's kick. You know, it can come to e7. This diagonal. I guess in both cases, black's getting pretty good development, but only in one of the lines am I up a pawn. So these pieces on. Could also take on c6 without taking c6 again with the queen. So like, kind of knowing that after knight c3, the four squares are blocked. But I could maybe something along the square in front of this pawn. I'm just arguing that this has become a... He seems quite... I feel like out of all those options, taking on c6 twice or just taking on c6 is an option I like most. A little odd for me to give up the bishop. Doesn't feel necessarily bad in this. Six. Down the bishop, but why can I not just go bishop f4? Not a fun counter. Queen moves. Not even where the queen. Black will need some tactic to not lose a fork. A little strange. Well, it's all rook. Although bishop h3 back in exchange. Then I'm up a... Capture the queen. Okay. And so if I move the rook, well, it's better to have pieces. This would. I can just take on a. That's just. Get this blockade on c5. I want. I do want the rook to come to an open file, and I do want my king to the center. One is natural. Act. I like the square on c5. Should be aware that at any point black can. And I feel away. Should note that after 5 can do d5 is. I think sense to keep the bishop on the diagonal instead. Suggesting and start pushing the pawns, but I feel necessary move up the quite involved. Can't go. Can't move this pawn, of course. Can't give up one because I don't want to. I guess I can't avoid losing the pawn. I can go bishop c1. That's really different. However, if black takes on b2 with bishop, say, after rook b1, then the only way to save the bishop is to go 5 and trade and then peace. So, really, that go knight e4 or knight d1. On d1, it is protected. a4 again, annoying. And also, it's in the way of this pawn. One. I think I should just activate this rook, this pawn. It also just very relevant quickly. I don't think I'm about. And h6 g5 is prepared. I can just. So is out here a4 just. There's no reason I can't force this rook into being passive and start pushing. Quite like that. Again, bishop b. After the trade. Well, I have an upside pass pawn and then up a piece. Fast. Very low. F4 would be five. This knight not doing very much. Be nice on d4 or c4 on e5. That's d3. Lots of oh yes. Maybe I should have allowed the bishop and pawn, but it's up a piece. Five just forces the troops back to d3. Pawn is really easy. Especially with an outside pawn. Just push the pawn all the way to e6. The can never take this very simple construction. b6 is so I think it might just be easier to go for these or for this pawn. One. Pawn. Technically an outpost, but it's not really relevant. Versus pawn. Side. Queen. I think the pots usually are a sign when you make a queen. Key moves are a little laggy, so I'm just not doing them. Hey, good. It's nice to beat some of the high-rated bots. I'm mildly curious what the analysis on this. Doesn't seem to have the equipment for analysis that Chess does or any other kind of. I'll just click this button here. Okay. The moments I spent the longest on were definitely after Queen f5. I wasn't sure what I had prepared here. I'm fairly sure it was Queen e. I do know that the main thing I expect Queen e7, at which point I'm planning to play move not in a database. I would 74. Feels like there might be maybe some bizarre idea. Knight a3 coming. Those seem somewhat familiar. Could also maybe go c4 followed by knight c3 option. The structure after say d3 is, I feel like, quite nice. Not like d3 is very much of a target in position. Black's pieces are coordinated. But I'm not really happy about the fact that eventually black is going to go for castle, moving the queen. I suppose if I manage to keep this bishop on. I think that's a definite question. I think I do have to take queen e5. I think I'm happy to have dodged the queen trade. Rook b8 definitely isn't the best move. Fun to go gambit style. Can't give up the whole rook. I was expecting bishop b7, then I hoping for c5. Whatever would have to be done to prepare it, of course. Bishop d7 isn't a Y. Develop with tempo. Bishop b7 was. Is I'm going to go bishop f4, bishop e3. Probably f4. With the queen's central and it's nice. The queen f5 is a little. I guess I just. That seems. And then the other two lines I was considering were knight c3, e4. I thought probably the best place to put the queen was on e4, but oh, now the bishop on d5 is defended, there's a lot of options. Maybe even something like 23. The queen e3 just runs into bishop f5. That would be ridiculous to do. Bishop f4, it's like queen f4 doesn't lose because it's covered. Gives up the bishop. But I do think queen e4 is the best option. I was considering probably doesn't want to take, would want to go bishop f5 and I'd have to take. I'd have to do something about this rook. I don't want to go e3, then checked. But somehow allowing this bishop to be both on g7 and e5 at the same time, which is definitely not possible. Yeah, if I'd seen this, maybe I would have actually gone for this line. bishop comes back. I think I'm... This is a pretty dead even position, but at the time I thought queen continue was well. But now looking at this, it feels like maybe that was a bit of an it. This is probably not cool. Take on b7. Like this. This is eternally very nice because bishop, kind of like a Catalan bishop holding down b7. Also holding down c2, so there's like and then third option. I thought of first, but ended up ahead of, I guess. I don't feel like I justified it with calculation. Just with like that this was something with this bishop. Otherwise you just lose the pawn, and there's no point of taking a pawn if you're going to go equal material and knight c3. I thought bishop b7. Really nice. Two bishops and a really nice bishop. Fully compensating for. I thought if I want queen b5, this black queen should go anywhere. This, even bishop takes c2 is threatened. Can't even go rook e1 because rooks are still not connected. I don't. Well, queen e2, again bothering black with a. This one's consolidating as well because do this time. So maybe probably queen h4. Oh, this looks awful. E8 and bishop e5 coming next. Check has definite compensation. Maybe the computer will find a way to good, but the pawn seems not relevant. Of course, with b8 allowing this is a little silly. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Like, posting an over the board classical game, I would expect this to happen. Not exactly sure how these bots are to ask. Skill balance is too much at this point. Being up the pawn as well as give up the pawn. Really easy. I can save the pawn, but doesn't save any time. Yeah. Well, it's a fun game. Oh right, I can also run the computer now. See, what does the computer think? Yes. Okay, this is all theory. Queen f5 is like not the top engine move, but I know it isn't a move, of course. the main boot move in the database is 23. The engine gives a slight downswing on queen e2. I'll have to just check this later. The most interesting figure out subtleties. Hit the engine. Oh, I'm just hitting b5. Much greed in my heart. And then if queen b5 check immediately, are we just grabbing on? Are we just grabbing on c5? We're just grabbing on c5. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I managed to figure out that my advantage had fizzled away, even though that's a little depressing to admit. I'm a little curious about my other two options here. I was also taken twice, which I was tough. We doesn't even want to go. Oh, if you activate the rook first, yes. Oh, in fact, it's even saying that. Well, this one's back the pawn. That could win back the pawn if they wanted. Engine just has more priorities. Yeah, for the pawn, this felt like much. Engine only gives minus 0.1, but can't move his bishop. Awful. What was I expecting? This honestly, it's just a. I guess my mistake is just thinking that after black, like after I've done knight c3, it's then safe to take on 6. Whereas the engine's just suggesting that black just has good long-term compensation with the bishop pair and the open lines and my dark bishop. F3. I haven't grabbed the pawn on c6. Black does just have the bishop. Makes sense. I was thinking that if I gave back the pawn after losing the bishop pair, I'd just be worse. But I suppose this trades off the bishop pair. Somehow that must always be an option. Something like that. Kind of way to get that compensation for it. Interesting. Okay. Hopefully I managed to edit this and release the videos soon. If you're watching this, hopefully I'll see you again soon.